Games often take some historical liberties. Let's see how War Thunder's MiG-23 would look if it was historically accurate. The MiG-23's power plant was plagued by continuous problems. In early engines, the turbine blades could break up during sharp maneuvers, leading to complete loss of power and irreparable damage. Even when the problem was rectified, later engines were still limited to a design lifespan of 150 hours. There's now a chance for the engines to fail randomly, especially during dogfights. But that's only the start of the MiG-23's problems. The engine was difficult to replace, as the access to the engine required disassembling a significant part of the airframe. A huge problem considering its short lifespan. Two 800-liter drop tanks were introduced with the MiG-23M. However, the wings could not be swept back until the external tanks were jettisoned. Early MiG-23s were very unstable at high angles of attack, leading to a loss of control in extreme situations. This issue was partially corrected with the introduction of new mechanizations on later versions. The MiG-27 was a ground attack version of the MiG-23, most notable for a 30mm cannon. The MiG-27M was originally equipped with a downsized cannon, the 23mm Gish-623M. No points for guessing its caliber. While a smaller shell might do less damage, it more than makes up for it with its rate of fire. At least when dealing with air targets, this gun claims a maximum fire rate of 10,000 rounds per minute. The Gish-6-30 was only added later and should be a researchable modification. However, the addition of the larger Gish-6-30 introduced new problems. The increased recoil from the larger 30mm was so strong it could destroy the MiG-27, quite literally in some cases. There were multiple recorded incidents where the firing of prolonged bursts resulted in the jamming of the landing gear, or if you are unlucky, knocking out all the onboard electronic equipment. If that's not bad enough, there is a small chance for even more significant failures to occur. It has been reported the gun could misfire on rare occasions, leading to an in-flight ammo explosion. The misfire can be corrected by researching a modification that lowers the fire rate of the gun to 4,000 RPM. Alternatively, the gun could be removed entirely, and the basic maintenance kit could be carried instead. Carrying this will substantially reduce the repair cost of the plane. MiG-27s deployed to Afghanistan received the BVP-50-60 flare dispensers, allowing the plane to carry more flares. The plane would only get 12 flares unless it was on the Afghanistan map, where it has access to 72 flares. The drooped nose of the MiG-27 provided great downward visibility. It was such a notable part of the plane that Soviet pilots nicknamed it Balcony. In War Thunder, this should make it easier to spot enemy targets below you. The MiG-27 was a very capable ground attacker, capable of carrying the Kh-27 anti-radiation missiles, allowing the missiles to home in on radar waves emitted by SPAAs. The more modern Kh-31P was also carried for evaluation purposes, with a 110 km maximum range. This missile will be available for an increased spawn cost. Later MiG-27 versions, especially the M and the D versions, were capable of carrying nuclear bombs. It could replace the Su-7 and become the nuke carrier for top-tier ground RB games. In case you're curious on how War Thunder's MiG-21 would perform if it was historically accurate, watch this video next.